Welcome back to another My Week in Media. It's been a long time. I think it's been about 3 weeks the last time, so it's really my 3 weeks in media this time. But like usual, I'm going to start off with what I've been listening to, what I've been watching in that time. I was really busy. Work was a little extra hectic, and so there was a lot that I didn't get to put as much time into media as I would have liked to. So this is 3 weeks worth. Now, as far as what I've purchased, one of those things I usually like to start off with is the vinyl records. So this one came in the mail. Whoop, get that out of the lights on there, and I'll throw up the picture over here on the side anyway. But this is Demon Hunter's most recent release. It's acoustic, instrumental arrangements of a lot of their songs. There is the singing, of course, but no screaming, like is typical in a lot of their music. Artwork is great. I know Ryan Clark, the lead singer of Demon Hunter, he's the one who always does all their cover art. And the album's called Songs of Death and Resurrection. It's really solid. So check it out if you're a fan of metal. And if you're not a fan of metal, check this one out too, because it's really good, the arrangement that's done with it. Next up, games and movies. Not really playing a whole lot of games. I did end up wrapping up Bayonetta, the first one, and I thought I only had chapter 16 left, but apparently there's an epilogue section also. So I finished that too. I feel like there was a couple like psych out moments where you thought the story was ending, but it didn't really end, and there was some extra stuff to do. So a little confusing, but a lot of fun. That game is really tough, really challenging, but the combat mechanics are a lot of fun to deal with and to figure out and to string those combos along, and the huge boss fights are really fun. So if you haven't played Bayonetta games, give those a try. I'm going to be going on to Bayonetta 2 here soon. But that's it as far as gaming goes. Haven't really played anything else. Now, as for what I've been watching over the last few weeks, let me start off with things that aren't new purchases. So Straight Outta Compton, had that one for a long time. Saw it in theaters and bought the movie because I enjoyed the movie, and after watching it again, and since then having delved into a little bit of the history of a lot of that time period and what was going on in the world of hip-hop and rap, it was more significant to me than next watch. So I'd rate it even higher than I did the first time, and I rated it pretty high the first time. So enjoyed that movie, Straight Outta Compton. Clash of Titans is one that I've been going through a little bit on here. I just looked on the back of these lists of these movies and started with the oldest one and was going to start working my way forward. And the first one I started off with was the Giant of Marathon. And Steve Reeves was the main actor in there, and he was one of the earliest actors to portray Hercules. And I also saw another movie that's on here, and it's the Hercules from 1958, 59, I think. Or no, they have Hercules Unchained on here, but they didn't have the Hercules that came before it, because I did a little research to see what other Hercules movies there were. And that one was the first one with Steve Reeves. I found it on YouTube for free with some commercial interruption, so I watched it there. And so I'm going to be continuing to go through a lot of this. I think I may end up watching it mostly on YouTube because it looked like the quality was a lot better. Looks like they were restored on YouTube, the versions that's on there, and it looks like they're officially licensed, so not breaking any copyright there. But yeah, I've been enjoying that, going through those. And then some new purchases I made here that I watched. One is Event Horizon, and I always heard a lot of good things about this one, but I wasn't that impressed. I didn't think it was that great. I guess I enjoyed it, but I was expecting a lot more, as highly as a lot of people talk up this movie. And even when I was checking out at the store, the person that was checking me out was telling me all about how good this movie was. And I don't know. I didn't care for it that much, didn't get it, I guess. Didn't think it was that great. Another one was Europa Report. And I went in with not a whole lot of expectation on this, but I found this ease because I was looking for Event Horizon. So it was in the same section. And one of the things that caught my mind was on the back, and it was comparing it to the movie Moon and 2001: A Space Odyssey. Both excellent sci-fi movies in my opinion. Loved both of those. So I was pretty excited about this one, and it was a good price. So I picked it up, and gave it a watch, and it was okay. Mission that goes to Europa. You find out, well, I'm not going to spoil that movie, but it was pretty decent for a first time watch. But I because of the lack of spectacle in this, I don't think I would watch this one too. I may never watch it again, honestly. I may one day, but then again, I may never watch that one again, and it just didn't capture my attention like that. It's not one of those classics I'm going to go back to. Event Horizon, I could see myself going back to that, maybe trying to refine my interpretation on some of the things, although I think I understood it pretty well. But also the miniature effects that are in that with the spaceship exploding and stuff like that, that's cool to watch. I like miniature effects, and they did a really good job with a lot of that. So probably will go back to Event Horizon, probably won't go back to Europa Report. Now, other movies that I watched these last few weeks, went and visited my parents for spring break, and my dad and I watched a lot of action movies. Angel Has Fallen. We watched Jack Reacher, the second one. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but you'll see right there with the title. And then I like both of those. Pretty solid, good action, fun movies, but nothing to write home about. And then some other ones I watched. I'm going to have to pull out my phone to check my list here of some of the stuff that I watch. I use an app called Letterboxd to keep up with things that I've watched. So if you want to find me on there, you can look me up. I think it's Greedope is what I go by on there. Greedope. And so we can share movies we found. So what else did I watch? Rain Man. Watched Rain Man with my dad also. Hadn't seen that one. Really enjoyed it. I'd seen pieces of it when I was younger, growing up. My parents watching that one. But no, hadn't seen it. Watched some of the Ice Age movies with my kids. The 2 and 3. And then, yeah, that's it. That's my list of movies that I've watched this last week. Oh, phone's new, so that's, I guess, a media source that I got right there. Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus. I had the S9, and it was about 3 years old, so it was time to change. Battery life was almost completely gone on that thing. So now let's take a look at movies or media that I purchased over the week. Haven't necessarily watched, but I have purchased. So while I was visiting my family, I went to this antique store and was browsing through, finding a lot of cool stuff, but it was always all priced very high. And then I came across a stand that had a lot of media, music, books, and DVDs. And it was all priced $2 for the most part. There were some exceptions that went up to like $5, but for the most part everything was $2. That included seasons. So I found all Robot Chickens up to season 6. I only got 3 of them because the other ones weren't in that great condition. I got season 5, $2. Season 4, $2. And what is this? Season 2 for $2. So pretty happy to find those for that price. And then another series I used to enjoy, well, I only seen some of, really, I guess, but I like the ones that I had seen, and that was Tripping the Rift. And they had season 1 of Tripping the Rift and season 2. I'm gonna have to get these stickers off, but the disc, I looked in, the discs were in really good condition, so picked those up. And then some other ones that I found there was a Blu-ray for Blazing Saddles. Never seen this one. I like a lot of Mel Brooks's movies, but this is one that I've never seen, so I'm looking forward to giving it a watch. And then last one here is Neon Genesis Evangelion Collection 01. So I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what this set looks like. I've never watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, but I know a lot of anime fans really enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to giving it a shot. I think, if I'm right, the director that worked on these also worked on Shin Godzilla, and I really liked what I saw with Shin Godzilla. So that, along with how much I enjoyed. I mean, I've enjoyed other anime that people who recommend this one to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. But that's about it for this. Oh, that's not it for this week in media, because one of the things I keep forgetting to do is it's not really media, but also, if you saw my room tour, one of the things that I do is also collect the occasional toy, specifically Ninja Turtles, He-Man, definitely Godzilla or King Kong. And speaking of, up here on the shelf, I got this guy, which is basically exactly like this one, just with some different coloring. But one of the cool things about this NECA release is it comes with different hands. So I put on a different hand and a different head, but the lighting, lighting coloration is different on this one. So picked it up. The cover really caught me, so you can see the cover of the box over there. And this previous release up there has a different cover. And so that caught my attention when I saw this. I was looking for some of the Ninja Turtle stuff, but came across this. So picked it up. And then one of the other things, and one of the other purchases I made were Evil Lyn and Teela from the new He-Man action figure series. That's a pretty cool collection that's come out, and I'm trying to get the whole set. You can see I've replaced a whole shelf there with those. I used to have my autographed Blu-ray and DVD sets. Like, I used to have the Power Rangers autographed one there. I used to have my Star Trek autographed ones there. And then I got my Star Wars one down there. And so I took those out of the display case so I could have a shelf for the Masters of the Universe figures. I'm still looking for Orko. I came across Man-at-Arms, but I couldn't remember if I had Man-at-Arms or not. And then Trapjaw. So I think those are the three I'm still looking for what's out on the set. So hopefully I'll come across those at some point. But that's it for my week in media. Hopefully I'll see you more regularly this next week. I got my fingers crossed, but may not be too hopeful because I'm going to be really busy again at work. And I know that. So we'll see what we can do.
I see no one, no solace at all.